This video is sponsored by Raptic. The iPhone 12 event had a lot of details packed into a small amount of time, so it's pretty easy to miss some of the things that Apple announced. There were also some details that Apple just straight up did not mention at the event, and so in this video we're just going to go over 12 details about the iPhone 12 that you might have missed. The term 5G was tossed around quite a bit during the event, and there's a lot that we could talk about, but to be honest with you, right now, 5G is just not something that's really going to move the needle for most consumers. Apple and Verizon touted impressively high download and upload speeds, some reaching as high as 4 gigabits per second. But it's important to note that those speeds come from Verizon's ultra-wideband network, or what's also known as millimeter wave 5G. Millimeter wave is not available in most areas of the US, and it's not something that's going to be available globally for quite some time. And when we tested millimeter wave for ourselves in Chicago last year, the speeds were great, but coverage was not the best. Being indoors is basically impossible. You needed to be in the exact right location outside, and even moving slightly could greatly reduce speeds. For most people, 5G will mean the sub-6 GHz networks, and that will be fine and will certainly get better in the future, but don't expect anything that drastic. Speaking of millimeter wave 5G, and for those of you who were wondering what in the world is this thing on the side of the iPhone 12, that's the millimeter wave antenna, and it's only present on models sold in the US, as that's the only place where the iPhone will support millimeter wave. Nothing really to see here. One positive note about 5G is that for the first time, users can now make 1080p FaceTime calls when on 5G network, as opposed to the 720p restrictions that we had in the past. Because 4G LTE speeds are already pretty good, and in most places coverage is also really good, 5G just might not be necessary. In an effort to save battery life, Apple has implemented a new smart data mode to automatically switch between 4G and 5G networks when necessary. Apple also announced the price for the iPhone 12 mini at $699 and the iPhone 12 at $799, but what they failed to mention at the event is that as of right now, those prices only apply to Verizon and AT&T customers. Apple is currently listing the other networks as offering the 12 mini at $729 and the iPhone 12 at $829, although T-Mobile has said there are some special offers that will be added to Apple's website. For the first time, there are also differences between the camera systems on the Pro and Pro Max models. The iPhone 12 Pro has a 52mm telephoto lens, while the iPhone 12 Pro Max has a 65mm telephoto lens, which will affect portraits and other shots taken with the two phones. However, there is a pretty decent difference in optical zoom between the two camera systems, with the iPhone 12 Pro having an optical zoom of up to 4x, with digital zoom up to 10x, and the Pro Max offering optical zoom at up to 5x and digital zoom at 12x. Now, Apple did mention its new sensor shift optical image stabilization feature, which will apply stabilization to the sensor itself instead of on the heavier camera lens, leading to better image stabilization. But what they may not have made clear is that this feature is exclusive to the Pro Max model. In terms of night mode portraits are finally available this year across the entire lineup, as well as night mode being available for both the wide and ultra-wide angle lens. Speaking of night mode, Apple has finally included night mode and its new night mode time-lapse feature on the front-facing cameras. And while we're talking about that front-facing camera, aka the TrueDepth camera system, Apple is bringing over its Deep Fusion and Smart HDR3 features to this camera setup. It's still pretty hard to explain what exactly Deep Fusion does, but just know that in certain scenarios, it does help improve sharpness and quality of a photo using a combination of software and the new A14 Bionics neural engine. Apple also introduced MagSafe into the new iPhone lineup, and the new MagSafe charger can actually wirelessly charge your device at 15 watts, which is actually 2 times faster than the traditional Qi wireless charging for iPhones, which is still limited to only 7.5 watts. And finally, the form factor and screen sizes have changed a bit this year, and it's important to know where these phones fall in Apple's lineup, at least in terms of size. The iPhone 12 mini is roughly in between the iPhone SE from 2016 and the iPhone 8 or the iPhone SE from 2020, but has a larger 5.4-inch screen than each of those devices. The iPhone 12 and 12 Pro both offer a 6.1-inch screen this year, but are in between the iPhone 10 and 11 in terms of form factor, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max now offers a 6.7-inch screen and is just slightly bigger than last year's 11 Pro Max. Before we end this video, I do want to give you more information about today's sponsor, Raptic. When it comes to the newly announced iPhone 12 lineup, Raptic has you covered, literally, with its new Raptic Shield case for the iPhone 12. This case features an enhanced machine aluminum frame coupled with a soft rubber bumper for the ultimate protection for your brand new iPhone. The back of these cases comes with a clear polycarbonate material so that you can actually see your new iPhone 12 colors, and the frame of the Shield comes with its own unique color options of red, black, blue, or my personal favorite, iridescent. I'm not usually a big fan of clear cases because they are known for getting kind of dirty or grimy inside, but the Raptic Shield has a special antimicrobial solution infused into the frame and the back of the case to keep your phone from getting super gross. The new Raptic Shield is available right now, and you can check this product out or any other products that Raptic has to offer by clicking the link in the description down below. This has been Dan with Macrumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.